And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. This is Art for Change podcast. I am your host, Mr. Sapiosexual. Today is Therapeutic Thursday. And I got my guest host with me today. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Nothing much, player, nothing much. Man, we got a few things going on in the news. We'll talk about the little brief things in the news and then we'll get into what we're gonna talk about today. How about that?
All right.
Did you hear about the situation with the national security advice?
Yes. Him leaving his post along with a couple others that will be leaving as well.
Yeah, I like almost like everyone that was in the group chat.
Yes.
Yeah, um, I guess Trump is tired of the scrutiny behind that situation, huh? What do
He's
you what do
gonna
you, do you think? Go ahead.
he's gonna hang on to you as long as you are a as soon as you become a liability to him, he's gonna cut you off.
Right,
As
I
long
agree.
as you're not a liability to him.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Now, do you think that it was intentional that he added a reporter to such a sensitive chat, being his position? You think that was like negligent or intentional?
You gotta be stupid.
Exactly, brother. Exactly.
It's like, oh, okay, let me have this super secret chat. Oh, we're gonna go attack these people. Here, let me make sure I let know. Oh, Craig Melvin, he can know. Sure, I'll let that guy know. He seems important enough. This guy, he seems important enough. Peter
Yeah.
Jennings, yeah, Peter Jennings, he seems good. I'll send it to Peter Jennings. He won't tell anybody. He's trustworthy.
Man, and he said he was telling some of his family members of some of the attack plans for Yemen and everything. So, the Houthis may have been able to, get the intelligence that they said was sensitive. So, as you being an ex-Navy man, is it a difference between like top secret and sensitive?
There's a top secret, eyes only. There's things that I don't even know exist.
Yeah. So there is a difference between top secret and just sensitive information. You would
Yes,
say,
yes.
yeah. Got it, got it, got it. Also, man, so the court is supposed to, the Supreme Court is supposed to hear a case for the charter schools practicing religion, and if doing so, they will lose some of their public school incentives that they have because that would transition them to being strictly a private school. So they'll lose all their government funding. Do you think that religion should be practiced in schools? What's your take on that, bro?
What's the definition of practicing religion?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't even know which way they want to take it. I don't know if they just want to like teach religion in school. What's your take on teaching religion in school?
Isn't that part of history?
I would say so, right? I would say multiple different type of religions is a part of
Wouldn't
history. We're
that
just doing education.
Western history, American history, Asian history, wouldn't it all fall under multiple religions and empires fallen because of them? Whether it was the Crusades.
I agree. I agree. Also, man, they was talking about Bill Belichick and him being 73 and about his 23-year-old girlfriend that spoke up in the interview that he had about where did they meet in their relationship. And that kind of brings us to something that we're going to talk about on Therapeutic Thursday today. The dynamic and the double standards in dating younger or dating older. So, what is your thoughts on the Bill Belichick situation?
I like to know what they talk about. That's my biggest question. I'm in my 40s and I have trouble saying I date somebody in my 20s because I I think I'd have trouble finding somebody that would have the same kind of mindset, the same, we'd be on the same wavelength to talk and everything. Never mind a guy that's in his 70s and 20s. What do they actually have in common?
I don't know. I think that is a great question. Um, I've done dated older women in my life, but that's 50 years they have in between each other. That's 5 decades. So I have a hard time. You said, I mean, I couldn't see myself dating a 19-year-old. For some of the men, like the Shannon Sharp situation. He's 50. He got a 19-year-old girl. Situation going on in the news. I couldn't see myself dating a 19-year-old girl. So, and that's a closer age gap. That's the reason why I even mentioned it. And she would be considered legal. That's also an age why I mentioned it. So being that I couldn't even picture that, I couldn't imagine 50 years with a young lady. Like clearly, like you said, what do we talk about? Because I don't even like being in spaces where people 25 and under. Like if it's a event where it's a bunch of young people, I don't want to associate myself with them because young people they just think a little differently. Once you get a little older, you do a little differently, you think a little differently. So I think it would be hard for me to find something relatable for an extended period of time. They said they've been dating for like 2 years for an extended period of time with someone of that big of an age gap. I mean, he's literally her grandfather's, probably great grandfather's age in this day and time.
If she's her grandfather, I just it, it's kind of like Anna Nicole Smith again.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you: is that something that you would consider positive or negative? And also, would you think that it'd get a better or a negative depiction if it was the roles were switched? If it was a 73-year-old woman with a 23-year-old man, how would you think the media would take that?
I think it's weird that we're talking a 70-year-old man and a 20-year-old girl is okay because they're consenting adults when they have 50 years behind them, but an 18 to a 15-year-old would have a problem because of the problem, and that is 3 years.
Yeah,
And that is 3 years because of where kids are labeled kids till they're 18, and
yeah,
so it's it's hard to look at.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Now, at that age, at that age group, I mean, like, at what age do you say, like, that man is not a pedophile? Because when you look at it, man, it just seems like there has to be some predatory shit, if you ask me. Because, like you just said, if I was 18 years old and I had sex with your 17-year-old daughter, and you didn't, and you found out, you have the right to press charges against me, even if she gave me consent, and it would still be considered statutory rape because I'm 18 and she was 17, and you didn't approve for me to have sex with your daughter. I could literally be charged with statutory rape and be considered a sex offender for the rest of my life, and we only got 1 year apart of each other. So explain to me how that is a charge, but it's 23 and 50 is, I mean, 23 and 73 is just perfectly normal.
It makes you wonder. It makes you question. You understand the kid factor, but it still makes you wonder. Okay, so at the age of 18, you're allowed to sit there and now do off the wall wacky shit. As soon as you hit the age of 18, you're allowed to put the walls down automatically. Is that what you're telling people?
Right, right. And then she's 23 now. They said they've been dating for 2 years, so that means she was what, 21 when they met? You know what I mean? Just like the Shannon Sharp situation. They said he been dealing with the girl for a young while, but she's only 19. So how long you been dealing? If she's 19, she was only legal for a year and a half. So
Don't get
how
me
long you been
wrong.
dealing with this young
Don't get me wrong. The man in me likes to look and everything, but do I? And it might be fun for a night and everything like that. Because hey, I'm a man. It sounds fun, but to sit here and have a relationship or to sit in here, I don't know. I don't even know how they would even meet off the get go. What would they meet? How would they? How would sparks fly? How do sparks fly off that? How,
lady? I don't know, brother. I don't know. You know what?
did
You know what
she
the funny
walk
thing
up and talk about the power eye off and walk up about and say, "Hey, how about the power eye?"
is? I don't know, man. He probably his name is Billichek. He probably flashed a few bills and checks at it. If you ask me, man, I don't know, bro. But we also got, the reason why we call it a double standard because you see a lot of praise on what's her name, Drea Michelle or Mitchell, whatever.
Yes, Jerry and
The
Michelle.
yeah, the child's mother of Jalen Green, the NBA player. Yeah, and what is that? Anthony Anderson, Anthony Edwards. The When he was 19, he got a 38-year-old woman pregnant. You know what I mean? And she wants more money for child support for him, and he paid her all the child support in one. You know, he gave her all 18 years in one settling, and she wants more money. So what do you think about these older women preying on these younger successful guys?
They're no better than the men. It's just more. It's just more looked at okay because men going after older women seems to be okay with society and everything like that. But they're no big better than the men, especially when they're on their rookie deals. They're about to sign their big contracts and get well established and finally get some money. And now the next thing you know, you got a baby mama who already has a kid from another team, a player from
Teammate,
another
yeah,
team
yeah,
has your baby who has a son that's your age.
it's your age. Yeah, yeah, that's
I
crazy.
If I'm the player on the other team, I am shit talking you. I am taking you out of your game all day. I'm like, man, I hit it first.
Yeah, yeah, this is true, man. This is true. So, do you think it's a double standard, or you think it's acceptable for the women and acceptable for the men? What is your perception on just dating older or a large age group? Is it agreed in Mad Hatter's book or not, or to each his own?
I I wonder what they have in common. I really do. Relationships that build what people have in common, and I wonder what Bill Belichick, Mister Football Mind, has in common with a 20-year-old college cheerleader.
You can tell all the routines he liked to watch other girls from the sideline. I don't know, man. Me being a father of five girls, I think I would have a hard time inviting men into my home or in spaces where my children were if I knew that they were very comfortable with looking at and sexually women of a younger age. You know what I mean? Because my daughters are teenagers, so in a few years, my daughters will be 18, 19 years old. I don't want my 45-year-old friends looking at my fucking daughters as if they were somebody they want to take home. So I would feel very uncomfortable invite my friends over for a drink in the men cave, but you got to walk past my living room where my daughters is and you checking them out. So I think that would be very uncomfortable for me, knowing that I have a group of friends that like looking at very young women, you know, late 20s, 30s, and you in the 50s. Okay, the frontal lobe is kind of developed. I kind of get it, but the 50-year deficit or gap in age, to me, that's a very large gap. And like you said, to me, that's like you basically dating your granddaughter. To me, that should be that could be that should be looked at as sick. But I'm not trying to be the one to judge because I know we all sin differently, and I know that what I eat not going to make that man shit, and what he eat is not going to make me. So I understand that's that man business, and he has the prerogative to do as he pleases. But I think that it's funny because R. Kelly is in jail for messing with younger women and for doing things with them, making them coercing them into doing certain things. And here you got Bill Belichick with this 23-year-old woman. What happens 2, 3 years later, and she comes out and say he forced me to be with him?
I heard she's chopping up his his Super Bowl memorabilia into crop tops.
What?
Yes, I
Oh
heard
man, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know
she's got to
that.
be wetter than the Hudson River.
Oh man. So, do you think that's something that is empowered or no? When women do it, is it considered empowerment? Is it when men do it, is it something that is frowned upon? Do you agree with that? Yay, nay? Maybe so.
Empowered by who?
Maybe the dating a younger person make them feel empowered. Like Stella got her groove back.
I'll tell you, for women, it makes other women feel empowered. It seems they don't have a lot of women don't have a problem with it.
Right, right. Why do you think that it's culturally acceptable for women to prioritize aesthetics when it comes to dating men? But why do you think certain men are criticized and scrutinized whenever they have certain aesthetic um, preferences?
Are you talking about the I have two kids, but he's got to be 6'1", 6'4", have $100,000, this, that, and the other thing? But a man's like, you got to have no kids, this, that, and the other thing. You don't want anything to do with them. Thing. Is
Yes,
this what we're
yes,
talking about here?
yes, sir. This is exactly what we're talking about here.
So I'm getting criticized for having high standards, but you're getting criticized for having semi high standards after going for below average men for until you hit below average lifestyle, and now you want a average lifestyle, so you shoot for high standards instead of shooting for high standards from the get-go.
Right. 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 Like, how do you think when you hear men get frowned upon for dating outside their race or wanting a woman to be within a certain dress size or have certain um characteristics about herself? Like they say they want a woman that is nurturing, a woman that can cook, a woman that can clean. Why is it men frown upon when we want a woman of these standards? But it's okay for women to say that she want a man 6'4", 250 pounds, and he makes 7 figures. Oh, and he's a gentleman. Always remember to taste her own dates and read her mind.
200 for nails, 150 for the hair.
Yeah, yeah. And he's allowed her to be a stay-at-home wife because, of course, that's every woman's dream, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So she can go on lunch dates with the girls and talk about how I'm no good.
Yeah. Women can have certain standards when it comes to dating, but You better not. You or it, if you have standards, you're shallow. You should take her as she is. She is a work in progress. But a man has to be always put together.
Know what else is a work in progress? The
What's that?
streets in my state, and they've been working on them for the last 20 years, and I ain't got 20 years to be working to dealing with this bullshit.
Well, that's how some women feel too, though. They feel like, they don't want no man that they have to build. They want a man to come already ready. They want that man already put together. What you doing, half stepping, coming in here with just a little bit. Oh no, 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 no. Did you hear about Kamala Harris critiquing the first 100 days of the Trump administration?
I haven't heard too much of Kamala Harris at all.
I know, right? See, that's the thing. Like, she made a little, she had a little address or whatever, and she was criticizing Trump's and some of the things that he's defunding, and voicing her opinion on, you know, what she would have done had she would have been in that position, type of thing. Yeah, that was on CBN. Also, it was talking about them defunding the first responders program from 9/11, and I think that's what something that Camilla was also criticizing the Trump administration for suggesting to defund as part of the ways to create some more revenue for the government, cut back on some of these things and different foundations. And I guess the first responders program from 9/11, whatever funds that was going given to them, they're going to be cutting those. And so the representative from the organization basically said, like, look, we've always used all our money wisely. We never had any type of fraud come up with any of the money that we've been given from the department, and we show results that the money that it goes to help save lives. So they was like, cutting the funds will prevent lives from being saved. What's your opinion on that?
Is it still funding people that it didn't affect? How is it still? If it's not going to fund people, it should have a set end date.
Right.
I It should have a set end date because I don't know when it should be stopped being funded, but it should have a set end date because you can't have people continue making off the 9/11 fund when 9/11 happened that day and everything, and people happen all this time. You can't. And then you just how many fake claims do you have coming up and everything, and then you got to deal with that issue.
Right. Right.
At some point, it does have to get cut off. We just stopped. We just pulled out of Afghanistan. Why not cut the 9/11 first responders? Well, I don't know about cutting it. I'd have to look more into that to see what's really going on. And
Right. How's y'all weather up there, man? We've been getting some adverse weather out here in Texas.
we had a couple of days of 70, but it's still 60 and windy. It's still got a chill in the air. Tomorrow we got rain. Saturday we got rain. Sunday we got rain. It likes to rain on the weekends here.
Yeah, it's been pretty. I think it would it say April showers bring May flowers or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you told me that saying, or someone else told me that saying the other day. But yes, and it's definitely been like that because it's been a very rainy April here in Texas. A few tornadoes, thunderstorms all week, keeping us from being able to work um, on my other job. So yeah, bruh, the weather been real crazy out here, real crazy. What you do today, brother?
I ran some errands, cooked dinner.
Let me find out, man, how Marshall be over there whipping that thing up, man. You be cooking, bro?
Yes, I'd be cooking.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I be cooking, cause I got a little thing going on here.
Thank
Got a little thing going on here, man. Yeah, man. So, who do you think would? No, 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 no. Let me ask you this question. Um, Being that the national security situation happened with Mike Watts, uh, what do you think um, is going to be the next move and how they play that? With all those members stepping down, with us having to need a new national security advisor in the event that he does step down. I think this is why he hasn't stepped down as of yet because they may not have had no one to replace him or know who. And I think that's probably now that they got a mind of who they want to put in that position is when
They'll
the
come up.
conversation.
They'll come up with somebody to replace him. They'll always have somebody to replace somebody. It's a constantly revolving door. The government's a revolving door if you treat it like it.
Yeah, yeah,
They're not. They're all there for a limited time. They don't have to be there for 30 years. They don't have to stay there. They don't have. You don't have to deal with the bullshit that they put you through. You just have to vote them out. They don't have to stay there and keep getting voted in. You don't need the same constituents all the time. You don't need somebody that's been in government for 40 years and have accomplished nothing.
this is true. This is true. You ain't said nothing wrong yet, man. You ain't said nothing wrong yet. Um, do you think that America is more fair or have more incentives in place for single mothers than they do single dads?
How many single dads do you see on food stamps in Section 8? Can you name one?
I don't know one.
I don't know one.
I know a few single dads, but I don't know none that is in Section 8 or his own government systems. Um, I don't think you get those luxuries whenever you have that tree and those two cherries between your legs. I don't think those luxuries come to you.
I think it's harder to get. I think you can get it. I just think you have to fight harder.
So what's this about this real ID? You been hearing about the real ID? You're not after May 1st or May 5th, you're not
May
gonna be able to get
7th.
on
May
May
7th.
7th. May 7th. You're not gonna be able to like what commercial flights without it or something like that.
You're not going to be able to fly commercially throughout the United States, and I believe it's going to work as your passport as well, to where you can't. Well, where it's basically going to track you, so they know where you're flying in and out of and everything like that. It's basically a universal ID. For us, it's a star. It's a gold star on your ID. Basically, we're all gonna get gold stars finally.
And get my gold star. Been trying to get one of them since elementary school. I was always the class clown. I thought shit was funny. I like to make people laugh. It took away from the things that were going on at the house because see, I kind of grew up from a rough setting. I had to grow up fast, so when I went to school, I was being bad. So now I get to get my gold star. Finally, look how that worked. Mm-mm-mm. If you was president, man, well, what would be the first thing that you would do?
If I was president,
Yeah,
universal health care.
I love it. I love it. Now, explain to me why you think that's important.
Because I think that the pharmaceutical industry is holding Americans hostage and
Mm.
overfunding for medicine that is completely and utterly ridiculous. You go to a pharmacy and you stand behind a senior citizen and you don't mean to hear them, but you hear that their bill is $1,000 and they got to pay 80 something dollars right up front. And this is coming from you. Yes, saying it's the same company, it's the same generation that you said they bought a house for $50,000, and that yeah, but they sold their house and now they're living in a retirement home that they're barely making by, and all their retirement money is going to their medication because it's literally backbreaking.
I mean, it is. I mean, medicine alone is expensive. You can get a pack. You can get two, three pills and it cost you $400 based on what it is. And it could be something that you need for your survival, so to speak. If you take natural medicine,
And
modern
then
medicine.
and then don't let it do something else. Don't let it be some miracle health drug or something like that. Because what happened to Ozempic? That was for heart or something else disease. They saw that it was automatic weight loss drug, and then it flew off the shelves and raised prices and everything. So the people that needed the medicine couldn't really get it. Same with not was it diabetes, ADHD medicine? No, was it
Adderall.
80? It was it Adderall that they had trouble getting.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So you're right, bro. You're right. You're right. So what would you do about education? Would you touch that as a
I
president?
would touch education. I would touch education, but I would study it first.
Okay. Thank you.
I would study what works in places, what works in other places, and try to grab from here, there, and everywhere.
Would you give the teachers a raise?
Yes,
What about nurses? I think nurses say that they need raises. I hear a lot of nurses say we don't make a lot of money, especially the CNAs. I hear that they don't make a lot of money, but I hear they do a lot of the manual labor for the hospital. Like I heard many hospitals or many nurses say like it wouldn't function without the CNAs. So why are they paid so low? Would you do anything for the medical field as far as like increasing their pay or no?
you can move up in the medical field very easily.
He says, so if you don't like being a CNA, you could just go
and
to more school.
and I know this because I have family in the medical field and everything, and she didn't want to be a CNA because she didn't want to wipe people's asses every single day and everything. So she moved up, got certificates and everything, and now she's a phlebotomist and pulling blood and everything, and enjoys that. So it's easy to move up and get yourself out and make more money. So you don't want to be a CNA? Move up. Don't be stagnant.
I love that. I love that. Hell yeah. What about firefighters?
What do you want me to give everybody a raise?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking because they're first responders. Them and EMTs. I'm just trying to see where your head at, Mr. President Marshall.
You're just asking I'm going to give everybody a raise.
No, no, but seriously, um,
What if I don't give everybody a raise but lower the pricing of everything? What if I bring interest rates down?
I think that's important. If you didn't lower the rates, but you made it more affordable, wouldn't that be equal? I think so. I think so. I think that'll help out a great fucking deal. If you lower my interest rate to where, I don't have to pay 18%, I'm now paying, 2%. I take that. I think that'll help out a lot of people. You know what I mean? They can pay their loans back a lot quicker. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What do you think about what were your thoughts on the school loan forgiveness shit? What was your thoughts on that? You thought that was a good smart choice, or you thought
I
that
think
was
that's fucking retarded.
speak on it?
I don't want to hear that you weren't mature enough to take on a student loan that because you fucked off for 4 years and got some piss poor fucking degree and now you can't do anything with it when you stay here and protest this that and the other thing, when you say it's okay for an 18-year-old to sign up for the military, come back and get no fucking benefits and everything like that, and you fight against that, and you say it's okay and he'll be just fine and everything like that when they were just 18 and still fucking kids with that. But you're sitting here saying an 18-year-old can't fucking manage a bank account. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And boy said he said he's very passionate about that thing there, bro. He said he think if you took the loan, now pay your money back, with your
You,
interest, like he said.
you're over here complaining and saying that oh they signed up for the military. They knew what they were getting into and everything like that. When we get back, well, motherfucker, you signed up for your bank loan. Pay your fucking debt, you stupid motherfucker.
Man, I had to get feisty on the percentage today. Yeah,
Fucking
you're
shit pisses
passionate about what he's talking about. I got you. I
It
got
shit pisses me off. There's nothing worse than people that went and fucked off 4 years and everything, and now they can't get a job and everything, and now they're crying to get their loans paid off, but they're fighting against against freaking vets that signed up at the same age, and they're like, oh, they knew what they were signing up for. So you're gonna tell me I knew what I was signing up for getting gunshot at? Bullets and this,
you.
that, and the other thing. But you're saying you didn't know what you were signing up for when you signed up for $150,000 loan? Oh, you stupid son of a bitch. How
Mhm.
naive do I look to you?
Yeah, I can understand that. From that perspective, how can you say one doesn't or one does know what he getting himself into, but not saying that one don't know what he getting himself into for a financial situation, and one is a life and death situation. So I totally get you when you put it in that perspective, for sure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Being an ex Navy vet, I hear that passion about it. So I love it. You know what I'm saying? What you got cooking over there, man? I heard you playing, got your beat machine going, you writing. You know what I mean? What you got cooking over there?
I was writing. I turned the machine off. I was working on it before you text me to come on. I was messing with my new
Okay.
sound pack.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got a new pack over there?
I downloaded the Scott Storch sound pack for MPC that he just released, and I like his flutes.
Okay, so we got some nice sounds coming up out of that pack.
Yes.
That's what's up, man. Hell yeah. So when you downloaded that, like, do you gotta pay for it, or is it like just a free little download, or how does that work?
No, you got to pay for it.
You gotta pay for it. Nothing good is free. I get that. I understand how that works. So, like, is it like is the platform on a website?
You, yeah, you go to the website, you buy it, you download it to your computer, and then then I transferred it with my thumb drive to my MPC. I
Okay.
exported the sound pack and put it on.
Okay, cool. So it like It like installed into the software that you got.
Yes,
Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. And once you import it in, it's integrated into
to
your
the
cell.
hardware. Yeah, it's integrated into the hardware,
That's
the
dope.
standalone system.
Be you hopping on with us? What's up, Be you? You in the building?
Yeah, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Like, hey, if I was president, hey, I'm letting everybody out who got charges on weed.
you.
Yeah, fuck it.
What's
He
up?
said you're decriminalizing weed.
The criminalizer, yeah, all that. Everybody, hey, y'all free. Yeah, all, hey.
That's
White,
your
black,
first.
brown, Puerto Rican, all that, yeah.
That's your first. That's your first order as president.
Yes.
Hey,
Right, yes.
executive order. Everybody
Uh,
that has been charged with marijuana, they get a pardon.
Because it's not fair. Like, they're legalizing it now, but niggas is still locked up over it.
I can agree with that one.
And then you smoking the blunt right now.
Hey, this CBD, sir. CBD.
Okay.
It's legal in this area.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's CBD legal for now anyway. They're trying to ban it in Texas.
It is CBD, cannabis burnt down.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And it, and it be burning. It be burning.
Yeah, CBD baby. You know, we don't do the THC. We just do the
Yeah,
little
I
hemp
was
oil.
watching all the. Yeah, I'm at the
Oh,
Therape-
hotel.
the
how's work going
therapeutic
over there
high
for you?
concentrate? You don't do the therapeutic high concentrate?
Uh,
No, just a relaxation from the CBD. Kind of relax me a little bit. Yeah, little sleep aid. You know what I'm saying? A little something, something.
I hear you.
Yeah, how's the new job going over there, BU?
I love it actually. It's
You
like
glad you?
it's like you know how you like something new is like it's like happiness. Like it's new
Yeah, yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah. I'm glad you're transitioning well over there, man. What is your take on dating older women or men, older men dating younger women? Should I say? What's your perspective on that? Do you think that's a double standard when the women do it, or when the men do it? Do you think men get more praise? Do you think women get more praise? What's your perspective?
My perspective is I'll date a cougar, but I won't date down.
Okay, so you'll date an
And
older woman, but you won't date a younger one
yeah, because I got girls,
because you have daughters.
younger girls, and it's a double standard for me, but that's me. Like it's not. I don't know, bro. It's not fair, but I mean, that's me.
So
I,
hypothetically, you met a woman and you was a single man, and you met a woman a year younger than you. You wouldn't date her because she's a year younger than you.
no, 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 not that. It's like years younger. Like it's a certain age.
Certain age, got you. So Bill Belichick, he's 73. His girlfriend's 23. What's your perspective on that?
Nigga, no, no, not at all.
The- does that give you pedophile vibes or no?
um, not pedophile vibe.
She's 23, so she's legal. But I mean, she could be his grandbaby.
Yeah, not yeah. That's a good point actually, but not pedophile vibes. It's like he want that old thing back. It's like, yeah, see if I still got it type thing. And they're using each other at that point. She know that is at the end of his life. Hey, he wants something young.
So you think she's trying to stay around and capitalize on whatever he may have to leave?
Yes, for sure, 100%. Why would she?
So
Why
women,
would she go for that?
so women date older or younger men for financial, and men date younger women for pleasure.
Yeah, but my thing is, why ain't nobody saying nothing about Hugh Hefner? With all the playgirls, and
Right. So you
nobody said
saying
nothing about that.
you saying when it's the man, it's pretty much glorified, and when it's the woman, is scrutinized.
No, I say we pick and choose. And some
Hmm.
people do it, and then we don't even say nothing. One bad eye towards them or nothing.
Right.
Nigga, Hugh Hefner was old as fuck with all them snow bunnies running around the crib. They was like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Old as hell. All them snow bunnies running around.
Yeah. There was absolutely.
Nobody
Do
said
you know?
nothing. Nigga
Do
had a
you
whole
know?
magazine about it.
And all those girls have all spoken out against him since.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look. Do you know the story with Elvis Presley? You know, he adopted a girl he ended up marrying. Did y'all know that fucking story? Y'all don't know that
Nah,
story.
nah, I
Yes.
don't know. Nah,
I can tell by Matt had a face that he didn't know that story. He
yeah, I
adopted
don't know that
a
one.
girl that he ended up marrying. Let that sink in. Look it up.
So,
Look it up. and, and when he married her, she was like 15, bro. Look it up.
I, what's the definition of incest then? Look that up.
What I'm about to tell you, Queen Elizabeth got married to her cousin or something like that at 15 or 16.
Yeah, man, this shit crazy, bro. Do you know back in the day? Think about when you think about what's the Nefertiti?
Nefertiti.
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 When you think about Nefertiti and King Tut, the story about Nefertiti it was said that the reason why King Tut had a defect is because he was an offspring of incest, and
Hey, but
that royalty back then, to keep the blood pure, the royalty blood pure, that oftentimes it was incest to keep the monarchy going.
right, so at
Same
some
thing
point in
could be
time,
said for Alexander.
hey, but um, aren't we all brother and sisters? Or are we all doing like incest activities? Or like that's a deep question.
That's a
Well,
deep question because
according to the Bible, we're all God's children, so that would all make us brother and sister.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I'm
so,
saying.
so everything would be incest.
so everything would be incest. Agreed. Now, now, to what degree? When it's brother and sister, or when you seventh, eighth cousin? Because even when you seven, eighth cousin, there's no defects to the baby. But when you
Yeah,
brother and sister, it's usually birth defects because that's too close in the genealogy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But are you still combining in the same bloodline?
Are you? Once they think about it, once it's so okay, say this is your 11th cousin on your dad's side. It's so much blood and so much DNA between those different generations, and he's only getting a partial because he's only connected to you on your dad's side, which he's only connected to it on his mom's side. So you know what I mean. So it's a very watered down version versus y'all come from the same parents and then y'all slept together. Y'all come from the same brother and sister and then y'all slept together. That's real close. You know what I'm saying? That genetic pool was very close, and that's why you get the birth defects. I think I think I think technically, if you want to say that it's okay, then it would have to be once there is no more birth defects from the offspring. Once you're not getting birth defects, that's how many generations I guess you consider it. We not as related. But I guess, but to me, the first and second and third cousins, that's too close, buddy. If
Yeah,
my mama is my mama is your aunt, that's too close.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If our grandmas are sisters, that's too close. You know what I mean? But I don't know. We got the same grandma, nigga. That's too close.
Yeah, hey, if you at the cookout, yeah, that's too close.
That's too close. That's too close, man. That's too close. I can't move in those situations. I ain't moving in those situations anyway. But as the bloodline goes down, I mean, because if you want to be technical, they say everybody with blue eyes is come from the same lineage. So there has to be incest in that lineage connected to everybody with blue eyes come from one genetic person. Yeah.
What
So
about the brown out people?
they don't there's no statement about that. But there is a statement about the blue eyes. I mean,
Yeah.
you can literally look it up. I mean, it literally says everybody with blue eyes is literally related because the trait to have blue eyes you can only have it if one of your parents have it. So you can't get it unless there's some incest going
Mm,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of blue eyed people out around this
Yes. Hey, Marshall, what color your eyes is, bro? Hold up.
Hazel, and they changed to green.
All right.
My
All
eyes are
right.
my eyes are
motherfucker.
hazel, and they changed to green.
All right. I'll just check it. Just check it.
As soon as we get over here, he goes cutting up. I tell you what. Hey man, what would you what would you do if you was the president and your national security secretary or national security advisor, should I say, not secretary, your national security advisor, the nigga who advises you on national security, made a group chat talking about war plans and added a damn media reporter to
Oh, he got to go. What? Oh, you out of here, buddy.
it.
And I ain't going to explain what got to go mean. I ain't going to explain. I wish I could be on camera right now, but yeah, I ain't going to explain what got to go mean because you see it in my eyes.
You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Hey, I ain't even saying that. He got to go.
So who got to go? The reporter or the guy who made the mistake?
Both of them. Hey,
Both
yeah,
of
both of them. BOFFUM. Both of them. Yeah, but on a serious note, I mean, the reporter just doing his job.
right.
On a serious note, yeah, the reporter is doing his job. I can't be mad at the reporter for reporting. Like, yeah,
So I mean, I don't even think it says that the leak came from the reporter. I think it's like one of the other people spoke up about it being a security risk that he was at, but he was added by the national security advisor himself, and he was also given national sensitive secrets and private chats to his family members.
yeah. So yeah, he out of here.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
now, today they told him today they told America they saying he's supposed to be stepping down. So we gonna see how that goes. This has happened back in in what was it, March? The situation occurred. So
Yeah,
you know, he's been active since then. But I guess now they deciding that they want to slide his ass to the side. I guess Trump is tired of taking the backlash from the situation. Trump was just with him yesterday on a press and said the relationship was good and that the man was fit for the job. And then today they said his ass stepping down. So like, it's funny how that
yeah.
shit.
And then by the end of summer, he's gonna get on a random car accident. Like we've seen this before. Random car accident. Like he's gone. He got too many secrets.
So he's saying somebody that was in that position and now that they no longer hold it, that's a liability.
Yes, 100%.
I understand that.
We see it. We've seen this over and over again.
I
Like
understand that.
yo, yeah. Mark my words. Hey, I ain't gonna say it, but when it if it happens, we gonna remember this episode because I don't want
We
to put
have,
no bad voodoo on nobody. But yeah, yeah,
yeah. He gonna have cardiac arrest. Surprisingly, at his home, fell to died in his sleep type shit. Right?
he was healthy his whole term. Now all of a sudden, yeah,
He's gonna
yeah,
get into a mysterious car accident.
Yeah, that's what Big U said.
yeah, yeah.
He said we've seen this before, guys.
It happens all the time.
Talking about aesthetics, man. 'Cause, this is Therapeutic Thursday, man. In relationships, men having standards and women having standards, and men being criticized or scrutinized for having aesthetic standards. Whether it's wanting a woman that is lighter skin, wanting a woman who has a certain type of hair, a certain figure, or has certain roles as far as cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. What is your opinion with that? Do you?
Um, to be honest, I think most women have lost their is it femininity or like they're being more masculine now. But to be fair, some have to step up and do that. Like and back in the days, the men took care of everything and the women did everything you just said. But nowadays, the woman got to take care of everything and still do that stuff. So, and then that comes with after fucking, hey, once Boosie and Webby made that independent song, hey, it was over for us. It was over for us. Hey, and we heard that everywhere. Yeah, so once they made that song and women realized like I don't need a man all the time. They still need a man, but they don't need a man all the time. A lot of stuff changed. A lot of stuff changed. Like, sometimes I gotta do the dishes. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Now I agree with all that, but I was saying like, what is your opinion on men being criticized for them having certain standards or requirements or aesthetics that they would like to see in a woman versus women wanting a man who is 6'4", muscular built, making six figures, who's a total gentleman, XYZ, chivalry, open doors, all this.
I think
It's like natural for women to want these things, but when a man has certain standards for his woman, like it's like, oh, how dare
we,
y'all?
we we get backlash. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. First of all, you like what you like. That don't mean you can get what you like.
right.
And I think a lot of women they end up settling. They want all that, but you got to bring something to the table too.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, I could be 6'4", and if I'm 6'4", athletic, all this, most of the time I'm in a league or something. I'm doing something like that. High end, a high value man. Something. I'm using my talent, my everything. So all these women coming after me, yeah, you're just a number, and you're gonna get used. I mean, in the Shannon Sharp case as well, like you're gonna get used. Like you like what you like though, but on the reverse side, yeah, men get criticized. We get criticized for having a type, pretty much. Like I said, you like what you like. We get criticized for having a type, which is not fair. But yeah,
Do you think so you agree that that is a real thing that guys
yes,
get
I
down
agree. Yeah,
with that?
and it's not fair, but it is what it is, and keep it moving.
Right. So would either of you agree with your 23-year-old daughter to have a 73-year-old boyfriend?
Nope.
Nope.
Would
I'm
any
a
would any, would any one of you agree with your son having a girlfriend who had a son her age?
yep. I told you when I got
Now,
it. It's not
now,
fair,
now
but that's
explain
my
that.
opinion.
Now explain that to me though.
That what that woman is gonna make my son grow up. That man is gonna use my daughter, or someone her age. That woman is gonna fucking age my son. She's gonna mature him. A nigga that old dating my daughter age, yeah, he's gonna use her. That's how I see it.
Oh, okay. But all right, so
So it's okay for your son to see women as cold hearted and everything?
I ain't say cold hearted. I said maturing him.
hold on. So let me ask,
I like this.
why,
Let's go.
why, how, how
It's
is a
not fair. I
73?
I know
Hold
it's
on,
not fair.
wait. I'm asking. I'm no. I'm just. Can I get the question now, please?
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Um, how can a 73-year-old man use your 23-year-old daughter where she's not using the 73-year-old man? And not only that, how can not a 73-year-old man teach your daughter things and make her grow up being in his life the same way your son growing up being with an older woman? I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
All right. I think the it's the maturity of because we think women mature fast. I don't think women mature faster. Certain women do, but young girls are naive, and not saying women aren't predators, but there's more male predators than women predators. And I don't want to speak too much on this because the situations that's going on out there. But I just think my younger son can learn more from an older woman than my younger daughter can learn more from an older man.
Older man. Okay, I mean that's your perspective, bro. There's no wrong answer. You know what I mean? That's the things about these dialogues. You know what I mean? Like it's everybody's perspective. You know what I mean? Like so,
Yeah,
what you say is not wrong. It is just your thoughts. You
yeah,
know, and that's why this is Therapeutic Thursday. This is why we have these type of dialogues. You know, to
yeah. I agree.
understand how we think. You know, personally, me,
They're both wrong,
I would
but one to me, one is better.
personally me. I've been a young man and I had an older woman, so um, I get it. Um, I usually go for older women in dating, someone who's more mature. So I totally get that for real. But I think in it just thinking how you saying, I think it is hard to think that you couldn't learn from a man just like you are saying that my son would learn from a woman. Um, but I would not be okay with neither, simply because I think that there's not a lot in common in the age gap, and the older person at some point is taking advantage of the younger person's immaturity because they old enough to know better, in
Lack
my
of
opinion.
knowledge. Lack of knowledge.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you with someone so tender because you want to mold them to, you know what I mean? So I don't think I would agree with my son dating a woman who was 73 and he's 23. I don't think I would be okay with my daughter at 23 dating a 73-year-old man. I don't think either one of them is socially acceptable. I'm not the fucking relationship police, so I I have no authority here. You know what I mean? I'm just giving my personal perspective.
I agree.
Yeah. Also, you wrote in there that religion should not be in school unless teaching our religion. Speak on that.
Yeah, we're not about to like force a certain religion on these kids. Give them the option to choose. Like
So if you're gonna teach,
if you're gonna teach
if you're gonna
religion, teach everything,
I think
all different kinds.
I love that. I appreciate that perspective. You like that perspective, Matt?
Yes.
If you're gonna if you're gonna educate it, make sure that you're speaking on all religions and not just one.
Yes.
Let's not be biased.
That goes back to my answer of what do we but what we're taking we're putting God in the curriculum. What are we teaching? It
Right.
goes back. What are we teaching?
Hey, you're either
Absolutely.
gonna go all the way or not at all. Ain't no in between. That's it.
I respect that. I respect that perspective, gentlemen. Um, what would be one positive way that you guys want to affect your community in a positive way? In what way do you want to see change in your community?
Stop killing each other.
Easy,
Good.
easy. I would love to see us stop killing each other. Now, when you say stop killing each other, like how?
Not even race wise. Each other, like in general.
Everybody. I love it. What you got? What is one change you want to see within your community, Manhattan?
Stop the poisoning of drugs. Stop adding all this extra stuff in the drugs and watching people overdose left, right, and sideways all the time. Enough with the overdoses.
So you saying now you talking about like street drugs, or you talking about like pharmaceutical?
Both.
Both fentanyl,
Yeah.
overdose on
So you
fucking
saying so you want the street guys to stop cutting their shit, killing people, and you want the actual doctors to stop poisoning us with their medicines.
Yes.
Got you. I love that. Hey, these are all
hey,
positive things.
you know what
Now,
that comes with? Greed. That's greed. Both doctors and the street guys are doing all that for money.
now, how do we get that, man? How do we see what steps could we take to eliminate illegal substance being added on street drugs or illegal substance things that are killing us and having worse side effects than the actual problem that they're treating.
Honestly,
Uh,
you legalize all the drugs.
Look at them. Go ahead.
in
Talk to me
Port
now.
in Portugal, all drugs illegal, and after a short spike, it all dropped off and everything because after it becomes legal, you have people less and less want tempting to do it and everything. You have places where it's regulated, you have more stability and everything, and eventually the numbers drop off. In Portugal, most drugs are legal.
Got it. So you're saying the best solution is to legalize all drugs and let the sizzle find out and let the urge of not doing something that you're not supposed to do go away because now it's at your disposal.
Yes.
I like that perspective. That's a good way to handle that. Now, how would you combat your situation, do you?
I would say we do what was the doctor said? We do all we go back doctor wise home remedies. We got a lot of home remedies that work doctor wise. Not speaking on the drug wise on the street pharmaceuticals, but we got a lot of home remedies that actually work, and it starts with your diet.
So you're saying get you a nutritionist and more
Uh,
um
I'm saying do your
using
research and
more
you
using
do
more
your own shit.
homeopathic medicines,
Yes,
herbalistic and homeopathical medicines and nutritionists controlling it and we are what we eat. So pay attention to what you're eating.
Doesn't that come down to the FDA not allowing the food to come into the United States that that doesn't allow in other countries? Like
I agree with you.
if it's not allowed in other countries, why are we allowing it here?
I agree with you, brother. And
because of money.
the things that are produced in America and the additives are not accepted in other countries and they're able to sell to other countries without those additives, why would you sell it to your own people? That is the $1 million question. Other countries
Because
don't take certain products from America because of the certain additives that America put in these products. But once they products is removed, then they will accept them. So they remove the products for other countries to have them, but they will keep them in and continue to poison Americans knowingly.
that's $1 million question because they're making $1 million off of it.
Yeah, it's a wicked game. You know, we got every probably every organization that you probably could appreciate probably has a wicked person behind it running it. You know, all of us shop at Walmart. All of us appreciate going to Walmart. Everybody, we all could contest that we've all been at one point went to Walmart for one thing and spent way more money in there than you thought you would initially went in there for. So, but we all know that Walmart gives a lot of um, funds a lot of wicked organizations, but we all shop there. You know, we love Walgreens too, and they cheat pharmaceutical medicines. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying, they all fund ALEC, and ALEC is a very wicked organization and pass certain laws that have loopholes or basically keep systematic racism prominent. So and that's just one organization. It's several. You may like both. You may like McDonald's. It's a lot of hypocrisy behind and conspiracies behind McDonald's, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A. And everybody loves Chick-fil-A.
I
There's a
hate
lot of
Chick
things
Fil
that
A.
they say. Yeah, well, it's a lot of people that do because them lines stay full, and there's a lot of people that say that they put a lot of additives that have people addicted to their chicken. So You know, there's a lot of organizations and that have crooked business that America loves. You know what I mean? So, but those organizations don't love the American people that
Do you notice
spend
you'll never
spend their
find
hard-earned
any
money.
at Chick Fil A? You'll never find anybody working with a tattoo, and you'll never find them open on Sunday because the company was started by Mormons.
Okay. And at one point, they didn't even want to have employees that were openly homosexual. So,
Because they're Mormons.
right,
They're a
right.
Mormon organization.
I
nah,
ain't
but
never
he
seen
said
that.
He said at one point, because I didn't see some niggas with their wrist bit there nowadays, and like wrist hanging.
When they got the big backlash from it, you know what I'm saying? When 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 them ABC get to stepping, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah,
one thing I can respect the ABC community on
they
is
stick together.
they get their shit done. We can envy them all you want, but hey, they get their shit done. They get their support handled, you know. And when something happens, you motherfuckers rally like nobody business. If anybody can stick together, they stick together. So if nothing else, you know what I mean. I can commend them on how they tack their problems. They're like one for all for one. God damn it, motherfucker! You beat up one of us in the club because we were transgender. Oh, we finna come for your motherfucking ass collectively, motherfucker. We finna find your job. We finna find your family, motherfucker. We finna go. All your social media accounts is exposed, you know, motherfucker. Like your routine, where you get your Starbucks at, nigga. Like, hey, they be on it, bro. Nigga, it is ABC code. Nigga, they come together,
Honestly,
brother. They come
honestly,
together.
real shit.
They come together, man. So, if nothing else, I can commend them on that shit. You know what I mean? So much respect to how they move their organization, they man, they plans. But yeah. But I know that you got that night shift thing going on over there, BU man. What you got for the people before we close it out for them, man? Word of association. Let me do one word and then we'll close out.
Okay.
Sensitivity. What does that mean to you?
To me, that means I resonate that with masculinity. Because if you're strong enough to be sensitive, because we're taught not to be sensitive. If you're strong enough to be sensitive, that's strength.
Mm,
A lot of people are scared to be sensitive. A
yeah.
lot. So yeah, that's what I relate that to.
What is sensitive for you,
But don't
Mad
be
Hatter?
a bitch. Hey, but don't be a bitch. But all right, but now Matt Hatter, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But don't be a bitch. But
One sensitive energy.
You said sensitive energy.
Yes.
Okay.
Sensitivity is one sensitive energy.
okay.
All right. Hmm. I like that. To me, like when I hear when I hear sensitive, first thing come to mind what I think. Like like ooh, that's a like if I, like when I hear from like ooh, that's a sensitive subject. Like ooh, like that's delicate. Like this information you got to handle with care. This is not something that I want everybody to be that to know. You know, because I'm sensitive about this. You know, this or if I'm giving information that is like top secret, that would be considered sensitive information. You know what I mean? So I think when I hear sensitive, like I don't necessarily associate it quickly to be like somebody being soft as it being something that is you have to handle with care or something that is very delicate and fragile if it is put into the wrong hands.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Once you start saying fragile, I start thinking soft.
I get that. I respect that. I respect that. But there's a lot of fragile things that's not necessarily soft. You know, glass is fragile, but glass isn't soft. I bust your heads with glass, but it's still fragile. So, but I appreciate you jumping on, BU. I
but
appreciate you being
fragile
here.
and soft both have something in common. They both break easily.
They do break easily. Yes, yes. And something that is sensitive can break easily. You know what I'm saying? This is sensitive information, so if we get sensitive wrong hands, it can break easily. It could be catastrophic in the wrong hands. So absolutely, I can agree with that.
Oh, oh no, a pillow soft. A pillow ain't breaking too easy. Oh no. Oh
He said,
no.
he said, I've seen plenty pillow fights where the pillow bursts open and the feathers go everywhere. You seen
Easily, you gotta knock him in across his head.
it? I love it, man. I love it, man. Y'all boys killing me. I appreciate it. We close the show out on a positive note, man. Any gentleman got a closing statement for the people?
Nah.
Any
um,
do you?
yeah. What somebody said to me earlier. I know they say keep your enemies closer than your friends. I think the opposite. You keep your friends closer than your enemies because sometimes your friends end up like they'll let you know who your enemies are without letting you know, or that you won't even know they're telling you that. And then sometimes you got to listen to the people closer to you.
Right.
So I mean, that's a touchy statement, and then you just got to pick and choose and just be smart about the situation.
Yeah, I get that. Go
I
ahead,
got
man.
something. I got something. Misery loves company, but even though with company, you can still be lonely.
Okay.
Woo!
Uh,
Misery loves company, but even with company, you can still be lonely.
hmm
Yes, sir.
I like
I
that.
like I like that. That boy be out there be coming up with that shit. I love that man attitude. Hey man, I love that Boston fitted you got over there too. This whole conversation, I'm just not really peeping it. That shit over there, fly as shit. Got the Celtics shit going on. Them boys
Yes.
done got and moved on to the semifinals of the Eastern
Yep.
Conference. Yeah,
Yes.
I see you representing your boys. Yeah, Tatum did his
Yes.
thing as he
Yeah,
should.
yeah. Too bad they ain't making it all the way. I'm sorry for you, Marshall. It's too
Ooh,
bad.
damn, Marshall. Oh man.
I'm sorry.
You
They
want
ain't
to
gonna
you
get
want
it.
to
They
talk
ain't
about
gonna
your
get
boys
another
like that,
ring.
man?
I got a question for you. Can you get a photo of like Tyler Hero or Bam Adebayo since you're on a beach, like probably not far from them, just like they are right now?
Yeah, but I like the Warriors.
Oh,
I,
you
I
used to be a Heat fan. Now you're a Warriors fan. I didn't know that bandwagon got a new member.
I ain't never been
Yeah.
a. Hey, you better. Hey, look, show me the receipt. Just cause I'm from Miami, don't mean I ain't even a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, but I remember you being a
I,
Heat fan.
I'll remember. Hey, you gotta jog my memory. Hey, take a lap. Jog my memory.
Boy,
Take a
you know
lap.
you like it, man. Boy, cut it out.
I hold on. I like players. I'm not a team person. I like players.
Respect, respect. All right, I'm gonna close it on now for the people, man. Hey, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching another episode of Art for Chain podcast, man. Where you can catch us on Mondays, on Thursdays, on Sunday, on Eastern time at 9 p.m. Where we talk about all type of social things and topics, and also, most importantly, art, because this is art for change. So if you are an artist, an aspiring artist, and man, you want to showcase your art, man, always you can create your posts on Instagram at the official Art for Change podcast, or if you want to be interviewed on Art for Change podcast, you can get into me or BU's inbox on Instagram at Mr. underscore sapiosexual or at BU. Just like he got it written in the chat. Or you
Yes.
can reach me to Mad Hatter because Mad Hatter can get a hold to us too, man. This is a three-way thing, man. We kick it off. We appreciate you kicking it with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh, and you can catch us on any audio podcast if you did not know that we don't just do this live on Instagram or on Facebook or YouTube. You can also catch us on any audio podcast server. So, Art for Chain Podcast, we pop right up on Spotify, on Amazon Prime, on Pandora, on Apple Podcasts, whatever you got on your phone, you can find us, baby. Peace and love. Till next time, Art for Change.
Let's get it. Be you.